Good evening, fellow music lovers. I'm Martin from Cryo, and I'm thinking to tell something about what I'm doing right now. I've been working here during my vacation for a couple of weeks with trying to make something new, because it was about 2 years since I released Retropia, I think. So it's about time that something happens. And I had some old demos from Retropia that didn't make it into a release, and I thought that I might do something with that. So I've spent a couple of weeks here to refine that material and see what happens with it, and it turns out it's not really what I want to release in the name of Cryo. It's too soft and too melodic. I cannot really use it live. So I recently made up a new strategy, because I will reuse that material for other purposes, I think. So more on those songs later. So I'm thinking to instead try to make a release with the material that sounds like early 80s music. So that will be a change, I think, from how I sound now, which is quite complex production. I will try to go back to where they only had tape recorders and a couple of synthesizers and not much more, to make quite simple songs without so much production added, and see what happens, and see how it will sound like, and see if it's something I could release as Cryo songs. And back in the old days, early 80s, they had synthesizers like this one, the Yamaha CS30L, and it's a monophonic synthesizer. Started production in 1977, and it can only play one tone at once, so you cannot play chords with the synthesizer, and it was quite common then. But some polyphonic synthesizers starting to arrive at that time as well. Also, the really rich guys could afford what was called as samplers, which is like tape recorders. So they were used and abused a lot in that time as well. So I will try to go back there and see if I can make something that sounds like that. So I've spent some days here trying to see what I can do with that, to start with some new demos, to try to see if I can make some new material that sounds different from what I've done before. So I can just give you an impression of how that could sound like. So I can just show you how this synthesizer sounds. So very simple sound, but very nice. And you can just add some very basic drums to that, and then I guess you have a song if you add some vocals to that. I will not sing for you today, but you can imagine how it would sound like. So, like this. Yeah, I would say that's almost a song right there. So very simple, but that's how a lot of synth music sounded back then. That's what they were able to do. And it will be interesting. Maybe it will be good. I hope so. So let's see what happens, and I'll try to keep you updated. And maybe I can post some material, some pieces of material that I will produce here in the following weeks. And keep your fingers crossed and see what happens. So until next time, have a nice summer. Goodbye.